What if I told you that you could have a consistent stream of clients through UpWork if you only learned how to tweak your proposals? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to write your UpWork proposals so that you have a consistent stream of clients coming through and a predictable stream of clients. I'm going to tell you how many clients you can expect per proposal sent. I'm going to show you what my winning proposals looked like and why they won me the gigs. I'm also going to go over my worst proposals and show you exactly why they failed. And I'm going to give you some additional tips. So this video is definitely for you if you're a freelance copywriter like me, or if you're a freelancer in general and you're looking to improve your game on UpWork. And at the end of this video, I'm also going to give you my free template for writing UpWork proposals and a checklist just to speed up your process and make things easier for you. My name is Adriana and I run this community to help you succeed in freelancing and copywriting. So I do it because it changed my life and I want the same for you. So over the past few weeks, I gathered some data and I did like an experiment on my UpWork account where I sent out 50 proposals and I tracked their performance. So out of the 50 proposals, I won 5 of the gigs. This effectively makes my conversion rate 10%. Which is not bad, and this gives us an idea that if you send out just 50 proposals every month, you should be able to reliably get 5 clients from your UpWork account. Now, here's the coolest part. Out of the 5 clients, 3 of them came back to me within 30 days with more projects. So this is really cool because I would have had to send out 30 proposals to get those 3 clients according to the data. Well, the small sample. However, these clients just came back to me by themselves. So it saved me a lot of time and it's nice to have this ongoing relationship. I also went over the 50 proposals and I realized that for about 15 of them, the client just never hired anybody or the advertisement was taken down by UpWork because it breached some of its regulations. This would mean that my conversion rate was technically higher than 10%. However, let's just keep it as 10% for the sake of the video. So I have some important disclaimers to make before I move on to the next part of the video. Number 1 is that my UpWork account was completely new. I had no testimonials, nothing listed on the account per se. And the second disclaimer was that a lot of the 50 proposals that I sent were pretty bad. Now, the nice thing about this is that now we can go over my losing proposals and analyze them, and I'll tell you exactly why they were bad so then you can use that for when you're writing your own proposals so that you have a better chance of landing your clients. So hopefully you'll see that your conversion rate can be much higher than the 10% that I got if you only write your proposals the right way. And I'm about to show you how to do that. Okay, so I went over the 5 proposals that landed me gigs and returning clients, and I analyzed them and looked at the commonalities between all 5 of them, and I found that actually they had a few core things in common. So I took this information and I turned it into the 3P proposal system. So let me tell you what the 3 Ps are, and at the end of it, I'm also going to give you a pro tip that I think also contributes to landing clients. So the first P is personalized. Now, what this means is just touching on these little details that are personal to the client. So for example, in one of the proposals, I saw that the client was based in Romania. So I opened the proposal by greeting him and saying Bună, which means hello in Romanian. Now, obviously, you don't have to speak that language, but if you see the country, you can just go and Google it, right? Another client was based in Mexico, so I told her about my time in Mexico and how much I love the country. But it doesn't have to be travel related. Also, one of the clients had a really nice project that I genuinely liked, so I just expressed my enthusiasm and told her that I really appreciated her mission in the world and that it would be an honor to be a part of it and support her. So each of these proposals just felt very personal to the person on the receiving end, and I used the information in the job advert to come up with ideas to make it personal. So that's basically what personalization means, and I know it requires a little bit of thinking, but trust me, If you do that, it's going to go a long way. Okay, so the second P is practical. So you have to understand that your client is receiving a ton of proposals. The average of what I've seen is like between 30 and 50 proposals. So that's a lot of work for your client. Just imagine having to look through like 50 CVs. So this should provoke you to think about the way you format or the way you structure your proposals and what you put inside. You want to structure it like a landing page or a sales email, or you want to use copywriting techniques in your proposal so that it makes sense and is quick to the point and is attractive to the client. So for example, the first sentence needs to catch attention. The second part should be about front loading the benefits. Then you should give them all the necessary information they might need to make the decision, and they need to have a clear call to action. At the same time, you want to keep the proposal short and sweet to not overwhelm your prospect and waste their time. Now, this is a little bit difficult at first, but obviously it becomes easier the more you do it, and it becomes a habit. And also, this is the perfect opportunity to practice your copywriting skills. Now, like I promised at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a template to help you structure your proposals. So just make sure you stick until the end. Okay, so the third P is particular. Particular means you basically include specifics in the proposal. So this could mean talking about, anything specifically related to the project. This could mean you going to the client's website and giving them feedback on whatever they're putting together. This could also include you explaining in detail your process of how you're going to complete the work. So if you explain your process in detail and what you plan or what vision you have for the project, it kind of makes them feel better because they know what to expect and what's going to happen. And this is the same thing as copywriters we oftentimes do on landing pages, for example, where we tell the prospect exactly what's going to happen when they click the button. But also explaining your process will give you more space to sell yourself, which leads me on to the pro tip about how to do that. But before we go there, I just want to thank you for being here, for watching this video and supporting my work. I really appreciate you. And if you want to support my channel and support my work, the best and the easiest way to do that is simply by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, watching this video until the end, and leaving a comment. So you can do one or all of these things. That's up to you. Okay, so now I'm ready to give up the pro tip, which I think is literally the secret sauce, Salt Bay kind of stuff. So the pro tip is to make sure that you emphasize your unique selling proposition. This is the first thing I teach all of my students that come through the copywriting challenge. It's like, get clear on your strengths and on your uniqueness as a freelancer or as a person. And I did this in all of my winning proposals. So in my case, my strong and unique side is that I am very good at research and I use empathy when I'm writing. So of course, some of the clients might be like, I don't care about empathy. What the hell? I just want to sell my fidget spinner, which is okay because I don't want to work with everybody. I want to work with clients that I genuinely like and agree with the work that they do. So my unique selling proposition acts as a filter for myself and also for the clients on the other hand. Now for you, it might be something else. So it might not necessarily be research and empathy. Maybe you're just super creative, or you're a very poetic writer, or you have a specific vision or a specific situation. Like maybe you come from the corporate world, which makes you really professional and you have a lot of skills that, kind of whoop-de-doo freelancers don't. Or maybe you're very young and that means you're open-minded and more enthusiastic and you have more time. One of my students is just 17 and I think he's amazing, and I think that if he uses that as his strong side, he's going to have a lot of clients who will love him just for that. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you what not to do. So I went over the 45 losing proposals and I picked out the commonalities in them, and now I'm ready to share this wisdom with you. Okay, So the number one mistake I made in my losing proposals was that my proposals had no structure or a very confusing structure. So as an example, I would start off by complimenting the client and how much I liked the project. Then I would jump to a different train of thought. Then I would come back to complimenting them. Then the CTA would be like embedded somewhere in the proposal, but not really clear. So this obviously was confusing for the client, it didn't look very professional, and as a writer you could pretty much see that I wasn't very thoughtful in my writing, and that I just didn't think it through, and it seemed very distracted. So that's exactly why I'm going to share the template with you, so that you don't make the same mistakes when it comes to the structure of the proposal. So the second mistake that I made a lot is that I didn't link to many samples or any at all, because I just expected the client to kind of go to my profile and find out everything on my profile. Now, like I mentioned before, your clients are going through like 50 proposals. They don't want to jump through any additional hoops. So make sure that you link your portfolio samples in the proposal. Now, the easiest way to do that is to link directly to Google Docs. If your work was published and you have the link, then directly to the published work, or to your portfolio if you run your own website. So the third error that I made in sending out the losing proposals was that oftentimes they just wouldn't be very specific. So for example, if you're applying for an email copywriting gig, talk about your relevant experience. So you could talk about, brands that you've worked with before, if you have, the open rates that you were able to achieve, the conversion rates. If you have not worked with a brand before, you could talk about the different samples that you had written for email marketing and why you chose them and what you think is really good about them. You could also talk about email marketing courses that you did, or any other relevant skills and experience that you have, or simply why you want to do this specific project. Okay, and the last and the fourth most common mistake that I made is that my proposals had zero personality. So they would just be like, hey, here's a bunch of my samples, take a look and let me know if you're in or out. I can't be bothered to present myself to you. So the reason this was bad is because it didn't actually entice the client to even look at the samples. Like I say, we're competing with a lot of people, and if someone else was showing more enthusiasm, already they seemed more approachable to the client than just me. Even if I have 100 good samples, if I don't come across as friendly or professional, whatever the client wants, then obviously they're just gonna be like, nah. So this was a lot of information. Let's just recap quickly. The 3 P's of the proposal system were personalized, particular, and practical. The pro tip was to really emphasize your unique selling proposition and your strong skills. Now, the mistakes to avoid were confusing structure, not enough samples or no samples at all, no specifics, and no personality. Now, I want you to let me know in the comments below what your experience is like with UpWork, and feel free to ask me any questions you want in the comments. I do answer and I really enjoy interacting with you. And obviously I just want to know what your experience is like. And also, now moving on to the free template. To get your free template, simply follow me on Instagram. My Instagram account is linked in the description below. Once you follow me, DM me the word UpWork and I will send you the free template and checklist. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. Again, thank you so much for supporting my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.